Hey folks, welcome back to the Portable Gamer. Welcome back to American Truck Simulator. Welcome back to Pendleton, Oregon, and we have got a long trip planned today. And I may not do it all in one episode. You know how we do. But we're going to leave Pendleton, go over through the Dales, which is a great area. You know, I like it. Down through Portland. This is where I had some crashes. I want to see if everything holds together. We're on a base game. We have a mod truck, but we've got a base game trailer. Let's see how everything does going right through here, down through Eugene, and then down into Medford. And then ideally next trip, we'll go over this way and we'll go up the coast a little bit. Maybe. You know, we play it by ear. So the reason the truck is running is I'm trying to build up a little air pressure. So let's hop in and let's get started. And something else, I'm a thinker. I'm a bit of a thinker. I'm always having to think. And something I've been thinking about is, well, obviously I'm wanting to grow the channel. Like every YouTuber, I want to grow my channel. But I'm also in marketing. I'm also in branding. So I help other people develop their brands. I help other people develop their communication strategies, how they reach out to people, how they communicate with people. I help people bring business into their business, bring people into their business. And so now this is an interesting experiment for me to do this for myself. Now I'm not really big on social media either as a consumer of social media. I'm not really active on any social media platforms. And if I'm working with a client and they want social media help, what I'll do is subcontract with a social media expert. And I'll incorporate social media into an overall communication strategy that I'm building for them. But I don't typically do SEO or social media stuff myself. And there's a couple reasons. One reason is I'm not an expert at it. So I don't feel good about charging a client money to do something that I'm sort of figuring out. And the other thing is I really just don't like it. I'm not a fan of social media, which is odd because you're seeing me on YouTube. That's a little And YouTube is social media, no doubt about it. So I'm figuring this out, you know that. But then on top of that, it's gaming, which is kind of I don't want to say it's a big deal to me, but gaming is something that I really, I guess the only way to say it is I kind of care about gaming. Gaming it's important to me. It's something I enjoy a lot. It's something that I put time into, try to be good at, and I'm trying to build a YouTube channel around it. So gaming it's something important in my life. There's no other way to say it. And And so you put all that together, and I think, you know, what this channel has always been about, whether I've known it or not, whether I've really like brought it to the front or not, but this channel has always been as much about gaming as a concept as it has been about whatever sim it is we're playing at any given moment, if that makes sense. And we talk about that. Every episode we talk about, you know, what's going on in sim world, what's going on in the sim that we're in at that moment, like as far as development. And there we go. We were at 40 mph. That seemed a little low. And we do need to sleep in a couple hours, so we're going to sleep through the night, and then we'll get up and finish, or at least continue this trip in daylight. So I'm also, I like watching YouTube videos. And I do spend time on YouTube, and I do see a lot of YouTubers in the gaming and sim gaming space. And over the past few years, I've seen, and if you don't know the story, I'll bring you up to speed. The way that I got back into gaming, I was into gaming when I was a kid. I was into gaming through my teens, into my 20s, and then I took a little break from it. And what got me back into it was I didn't want to game. I mean, I wanted to, but it just time and a place, yo. But I found Let's Play videos, and I thought that was a perfect compromise because it let me sort of experience games in a tangential way without having to get into playing them, essentially. So through that venue, I guess, I came across Slap Train, the mighty Slap Train, and I saw him doing a video of ATS. I got ATS immediately. I got back into gaming. I got ATS immediately. It was good, but it was brand new when he played it. It had only been out for a month or so, and it had a ways to go. So then I got into ETS, which was a lot more developed at that time, and I got into the mods, and because of the mods, I ended up going to mod sites, right? And mod sites all had FS17 mods, and I was like, at the time it was FS15. FS15 mods, farm sim mods, and I'm like, oh, what's all this about? This looks silly. And of course, a month later, I'm like totally hooked on farm sim. And it just went from there. And I got back into racing sims, which I had really been into in a previous life. Got into race sims, and now we're doing racing, we're doing trucks, we're doing farms, we're doing trains, and there you have it. But it was YouTube that got me back into gaming. And that's not, I don't think that's the reason that I'm gaming on YouTube. I'm not like trying to give back or anything. Although I do feel that as gamers we should, I don't know, try to contribute to the community, I guess. The community of gamers. You know how that goes. So that's where we're at. And as far as me starting the channel, I don't know. I mean, I really don't have a good reason why I did it, but I do know what I want it to be. And what I want it to be is, I want it to be about gaming. I want it to be about good gameplay. And I also want it to be kind of a venue as far as, you know, what's new and what's going on in gaming, if that makes sense. I think it does. I think it does. But mostly it's, you know, why does somebody want to go on stage and sing? I don't know, they just want to sing. You know, why does somebody want to go out in front of 60,000 people and throw baseballs? Because they want to, they can. It's something they're good at. I'm going to pull in here and sleep, by the way. It's just something they're good at, and it's something they want to do. Is it? No, I'm not going to pull in and sleep. I don't want to go all the way over there, get all turned around. We'll go to the next one. We'll do it live. So that's I guess, a quick summary of why I'm doing this. Because I just want to. I mean, I've seen really amazing videos that people have put together of them sim gaming, and I think I want to try to do that. I want to see if I can do what they did. I want to see if I can make mine look as good as theirs. And that's it. It's as simple as that. So that's that part of it. But as far as what the channel is going to be, it's been a bit of a work in progress. We've been trying to figure it out. And I realized something, because I don't just watch sim gaming. I watch FPS players, and Tetra Ninja he's a big FPS, and I don't want to necessarily call them role-playing games, but we're sort of bridging the gap between RPG and FPS. Oh, 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 could have been handled better. Could have been handled better, I must admit. So, and it's raining. There you go. Oh, this is fantastic. This is like some legit traffic, yo. Love it. Why does it seem like my lights are not shining on the back of this truck in front of us? They're shining on the underrun bar, but I feel like my lights are not, like... Interesting. Okay. So, I also watch people that just game on YouTube, sim gaming and other, right? And I've noticed something very interesting. YouTube is obviously a lot of kids. I feel like it's a huge part of the audience is kids. And I mean like kids, like 9, 10, 11 years old. You can see it in the comments. And it makes sense because YouTube is free. right? Netflix and Hulu and Amazon Prime and a lot of other types of content you have to pay for, and kids don't have any money and they don't have a credit card. I also noticed that a big part of, if you get into live stream, you don't have to be in a live stream very long before somebody comes in and just starts saying crazy stuff in another language, right? I think there's a lot of people on YouTube from, I say other parts of the world. I'm in the United States, so to me, that's other parts of the world. Everybody's from somewhere, so I don't have a problem with people from other parts of the world. I'm just making the observation that you've got people from outside your target market, perhaps, a good way to say it. So, when you think about traffic, when you think about subscribers, and when you think about making a channel, not necessarily for money, but I'm an American, I'm a capitalist, I like money, and the idea of getting paid to play video games is super, super cool. So that's not the primary goal, but that's always sort of in the back of my mind. And as I've done research on that, what I've found is if you want to make money at YouTube, you can't just have subscribers, you can't just have views. You've got to have subscribers and views that advertisers want to make contact with. And that's not necessarily children or people in other parts of the world. You got to have an audience of adults in sort of the Western hemisphere, or at least if that's where you're recording your videos. If you live in Turkey or someplace, then you probably want people from Turkey watching your videos. But you get what I'm saying. And what happens is, what had happened was people fall into the trap of, and I see this all the time. I see this all the time in marketing. People fall into the trap of, I can barely see. They fall into the trap of mistaking social media contact and social media exposure for revenue. And it drives me crazy because I'll work with somebody and they say, we're not hitting our growth goals, we're not hitting our revenue goals. Our company has been stagnant for 4 years. And we don't understand why, because we have 68,000 Facebook followers. And I'm like, who the hell cares, man? Who cares how many Facebook followers you have? Your business isn't growing unless 100% of your growth market and your growth potential is Facebook followers. Then no, of course that's not growing your business. Come on, man. We've got 150,000 people on Instagram. Well, so what? Are you converting them? Are you doing anything with them? Yeah, sorry, that's a pet peeve of mine. I work with a lot of business people that it amazes me that they're in business. I have no idea what they're doing, and I'm reassured that they have no idea what they're doing either. So we're all in the same boat. So I feel like we get hung up on the idea of subscribers and views, and we lose sight of the fact that, that's, as raw numbers, those are meaningless. You get something like view duration, right? You can have a view could be anywhere from 30 seconds to 30 minutes. But once you get into the analytics of YouTube, what you're looking for is retention. You don't just want people to pop into your videos, you want them to pop in and stick around a while. But you can't see that as a guest when you come to my channel and you see my views. You can't see how long a person stayed. So there's a lot going on behind the scenes that is really fascinating to me, and I'm really interested in making the most of that. So doing my research, both on the analytics side and also watching YouTubers and putting all that together with the fact that there's a lot of kids on YouTube, this is what I've realized. I have gone onto channels in the past that at the time had 20,000 viewers, and I really liked the content. And I've watched them grow from 20,000 to 750,000. But what's funny is, as they made that transition, they became more family friendly and goofier, right? They started doing a puppet show for kids. And that's totally cool, man. Run what you brung. You got to do what you got to do for you and your family. I completely support that. At the same time, That's not me. Like, I'm never going to do wacky voices and sound effects. It's just not me. There are also serious sim channels. And probably Sim Racing Garage is the best example. That cat is serious, man. He's got a great pipe for radio, amazing voice, and he does these very comprehensive and very thoughtful evaluations of equipment about once a week. And it's frustrating for me. It's frustrating for me as a YouTuber. It's frustrating for me as a marketing guy, because I see his channel with, I think he's got about 10,000 subs, and his videos, like I said, they get a few thousand views. When I say a few thousand, I don't mean it like, oh, a few thousand. My videos get a few views. Like, literally, I've got videos with 6 views. So I'm not throwing shade by any means when I say a few thousand. I would love to have videos with a few thousand views. But to my mind, the quality of the content is completely disconnected from the amount of views. I feel like that cat should have many, many, many more views and many more subs. But the thing is, it's a serious channel, and it's a channel for adults. It's not something that I think kids would really be interested in. It's not something I think people from overseas would be interested in. You know, but you see somebody with 10,000 subs and a few thousand views per video, and any of us at any given moment can go to our recommended page. I don't know where YouTube comes up with that stuff, because I just click through them. Like, I'm trying to teach the algorithm. I don't like this stuff. And every time I get a page of recommendations, I just X them out one at a time from top to bottom. And then a few days later, I'll have equally ridiculous recommendations. They're just completely disconnected from who I am and what I do. Maybe Google's not as smart as they think they are. Google, YouTube, same thing. So in those recommendations, and I'm sure this happens to you too, but in those recommendations, you will constantly see the clickbait videos, right? Of like a shark attacking an office building, or, you know, this celebrity had no idea the cameras were rolling when she, you know, and it's like, come on, man, really? Who's falling for that? Somebody is, obviously, because these videos have like 25 million views. But I think for somebody like Sim Racing Garage, and I don't know the guy, he could be perfectly content. I don't know the guy, and I'm not speaking for him. I'm using him as my example that I've observed. But for something like Sim Racing Garage, I think, man, this is amazing content. This is so good. And right next to it, you know, 20 million views for you know, bully instant justice. And it's the same clips we've all seen thousands of times, mostly from Russia, of people getting their ass beat. But it's like the same video. People just download it, splice it together in a different order, and re-upload it. And it's got millions of views. So there is a trick to it. But I think the trick to it is learning the balance between what your audience, not even what your audience, that's the wrong word for it. I'm trying to think like a marketing guy. What an audience wants to see. Because if you want to, like if we wanted to make clickbait videos, it's not hard to do. But making real content and pushing it out to the people that you want to see it, I have to say, honestly, it's harder than it looks. And after, 6 months of this, 8 months of this, I've got 76 subscribers. And I think a lot of them are bots and spiders, because I really don't get a ton of views. And I'm not complaining. It's a puzzle to solve. And I like that kind of puzzle. I like marketing puzzles. But it's an interesting thing to think about. YouTube is an interesting thing to think about, because it's like, so can you grow a channel organically or not? Can you develop a true fan base or not? And I believe that you can, but I think there are inherent limitations to how big you can grow certain types of channels. I think it's just inevitable. I mean, I'm watching iRacing videos, and I see these channels, same thing, they have 10,000 subs, and their videos have 100 views. like really amazing, top tier iRacing. And I think, man, I've got videos with 100 views. Like, how's that possible? It's just, it blows my mind, and it doesn't make sense to me. And I think that's another thing that I'm doing is I'm trying to crack the code. You know, I'm trying to figure out how to get the growth that I want without compromising what I want the channel to be. And what I want the channel to be is gaming, conversation. I mean, there's times when I think the channel is just a venue for discussion. It's just a venue for talk, for me talking. And I've thought about live stream. I've thought about taking calls like an old school radio show. Take a call on Skype. Somebody wants to call up, talk about gaming. I'll drive my truck and let's have a conversation, yo. I don't know. I've thought about different things, but that's essentially what I want it to be. And I don't want to do silly voices. Should we get off here and sleep? I think we should, because we're getting constant warnings now. And it's late enough that after we sleep, it'll be daylight. We can just get up and finish in daylight. Should we finish? What we got? About 15 more minutes? Yeah, let's just finish. Let's do it live. Oh, get in there. Turn. Oh, this big truck. I love this truck, and I am just so totally pleased that I got it running. Did I? What the hell? Where's the... Oh, it's over there. Okay. Yeah, I could have gone down that little ramp to the right. Okay. There we go. That's what I'm looking for. Now, here's the next question. Can we get... Yeah, we can get going. We can get going in the right direction from there, but we'll take a look up here that we may... I know, we're pulling in right now. I know you worry about me. My GPS has always got my back. So yeah, maybe we'll finish today. But yeah, man, that's the state of the channel, I guess. And it is an interesting process for sure and it's no big secret. Anybody can get them. They're not like, it's not like black code or anything, but I've got some analytics programs that let me, when I go to somebody else's YouTube channel, I can see things that like, and I have to stress, like, you could download this as well. You could do the same thing. It's not, when I say you can go to their channel and see things that other people can't see, I don't mean that's just me that can do that. Anybody that downloads the app can get some insight into people's channels. And this is what we want. Where's the entrance at, yo? Is that it? And while we're here, oh. Man, this thing, the turning radius on this truck is just next level. Oh. We're gonna need to take a couple swings at it. So what I'm saying is, when you get into other people's channels, as I've tried to figure out, like, what are other people doing? What's their secret? Neutral. Right? What's their secret? How are they doing this? And seeing like the tags that they use and some of the other things that they have going on behind the scenes. It's really not, I don't want to say it's, well, I don't know them, so I can't really like speak for them, but I know there are a lot of channels that seem kind of casual, seem kind of goofy. And then you see like all the things that they're doing, and there's actually a lot of time and effort put into, well, everything. So I don't know that there's a lot of accidental success on YouTube. I need some lines here, man. Give me some lines. Where do you want me to park? Well, I'm fixing to just put it anywhere. You get what I'm saying, though. There are very few people in this life that just stumble into success. There's a lot of people that make success look easy, but that doesn't mean that it is. It just means they can make it look that way. Neutral. Shut her down. Let's get some sleep. So yeah, you see what I'm saying, and I'm emulating those folks as far as, you know, what I want my channel to be. Now where do we go? No, that's not right. It's sending me back like all the way. Yeah, don't do that. Don't send me to Bend. Why would it do that? Moment. Wants me to go to Bend to turn around. That seems ridiculous. If we go that way, I mean, I guess we could go to Bend and go down. That'd be quicker than going, So I guess if we head towards Salem, I don't know. Let's just figure it out. We'll do it live. Rower in first. Here we go. Yeah, I guess that wasn't quite a rant. Maybe it was. Maybe it was. That's what I want right there. I just want to go to the same way we came in. Yeah. I just want to go to the left. To the left. Yeah, I think there's a ramp to get back on the freeway that we were on. I think there is. Yep. Okay, that was simpler than I thought. They were rerouting us like 200 miles out of our way. So yeah, that's part of it. And now something else also about YouTube and social media and growth. There's two kinds of social media use, and one kind is the kind that I'm talking to my clients about, which is like how to make money and grow a business. And the other is sort of what civilians or citizens do. And there's a big difference between the two. And I know a great way to grow your channel is to get on social media. And the reason I'm not on social media is, well, there's a couple reasons. One reason is, like, I had a green arrow? I do. I had too many X's because I used to be on Instagram. Never done the Facebook, but I was on Instagram, I was on Twitter, and I was trying to grow my business, right? And I had too many X's. You know, we'd exchange emails like a year after we broke up or something. I had too many X's say, yeah, I've been following you on Instagram. And I'm like, why would you do that? And they said, well, when you started the account, it sent me a notification. And that's that social media thing. Like, it just insists on clawing through your contacts. You know, it's like LinkedIn. People think LinkedIn is this great tool to like get to know people. I know a lot of business people. I don't know anybody that's ever made a dime with LinkedIn. I don't know anybody that's ever made a connection or got a job through LinkedIn. To me, LinkedIn is an opportunity for a lot of people to pretend that they're networking in the same way that Facebook is an opportunity for a lot of people to pretend that they have friends. And I get that there are people that really have a close community of friends on Facebook. I get that there are people that have real friends in real life that they keep in touch with on Facebook. I get all that. But I also know that Facebook is a lot of people feeling like celebrities when they're just a regular citizen. It's like they're using it the wrong way. It's like business people with LinkedIn. I have 2,000 contacts. I have 3,000 contacts. Well, so what? Are you doing anything with them? And it goes back to that, like I was talking about a few minutes ago, when I work in with a business and they say, we don't know why we're not growing, and we've got 100,000 people following us on Instagram. Well, so what? What are you doing with those people? So that's the business side of it. And then the citizen side of it, like I said, is a lot of people being kind of silly. And the other thing that I really don't like about social media is that so many people see it as an opportunity to just rant and be really angry and hateful, and that's not my jam, man. I don't like that at all. I will immediately and without any comment unsubscribe to a channel. YouTube is the only social media that I'm active in right now, and I follow some people on YouTube. But if I hear somebody be really negative or hateful or go on a rant, I will just immediately unsubscribe them without any comment. And even that's kind of funny, because you'll see people down in the comments like, oh, I'm going to unsub you. You hurt my feelings. And I think, well, you didn't have to say that. You just unsub them. But everything on YouTube, not everything. I take that back. Not everything. On YouTube, on social media, a lot of things are just drama. It's just people being drama. And I can't stand that. I have a very quiet, very peaceful life, and I want to keep it that way. So it's tricky for me to think, like, how am I going to grow this channel without any social media presence? I got to slow down. I keep creeping. How am I going to grow this channel without any social media presence? Well, I better figure something out, because I just can't stomach the idea of going back on Instagram or back on Twitter or getting involved in Facebook. It's just not my jam. So anyway, that's where I'm at. That's what I realized, sort of prowling around last night and finding a video to fall asleep to, and realizing that so many YouTubers that I've seen grow, I have seen, I'm reluctant to say devolve, but that's a good word. I have seen them devolve into doing a little puppet show or a wacky morning zoo type show. Hey folks, welcome back to the Portable Gamer. And that is absolutely not my style. I don't want to start throwing in sound effects and talk about gaming. So anyway, and I just said I don't really like ranting. I hope that wasn't a rant. I don't think it was. I think that was a conversation. And I'm certainly, as always, open to hearing your feedback. Let me know what you think. But interested in growth, but I want to do it on my own terms. And what's interesting? Well, interesting to me. Maybe it's interesting to you. But what's this guy doing? Sir? Sir? Is he still over there? Sir? Sir? Oh, okay. Oh dear. This is turning into a very exciting trip. Right. So we're going to pull in here and do a little... Where is it? There it is. We're going to pull in here and get weighed. Whew. So, that was kind of a moment there, going around that left-hander with the little four-wheeler pestering me. So I see some, I guess, more serious channels. Bypass lane when weighing. This is us. And the people, choosing my words carefully, you know how I do. The people that are putting that content up are so laid back about it that it almost seems like, I don't want to say they're reluctant, but it's presented in a way that you forget, like, when something is done well, right? Any type of media or entertainment, when it's done well, the person doing it makes it look easy. That's one of the goals, right? You should never see all the work that goes into it. And that contributes to the whole effect because a lot of work went into it. So it's like you get the presentation itself, but then you get, is it that same guy? No. But then you get the added bonus of you get to participate in kind of it's collaborative, right? The person doing something for you is trying to make it look like they didn't put a lot of work into it. And you get to appreciate that and at the same time not really acknowledge it, if that makes sense. I think you see what I'm saying. Go see a ballet. We're coming up on Christmas. Go see the Nutcracker. And when you're watching the Nutcracker, you don't think that those people, men and women, because there are male ballet people. We typically say ballerinas, but there's a lot of dudes doing it too. When you see those people up there and everything looks so elegant and right, it's Christmas time, you don't think about all the broken foot bones and bleeding feet that are in a ballet studio. You don't think about the thousands of hours of rehearsal, because some of the big scenes in Nutcracker, there might be 20, 30 people on stage. What that represents in terms of the hours of rehearsal and practice that all of those people have put into this art form, this dance style since they were like 11 years old. There's a lot of broken bones and there's a lot of blood, but you don't see that, and that makes everything kind of work better somehow. Whether you know it or not, that's true. That is a fact. So when I see some of those YouTubers that are super, super low key, right, and like super professional and adult, for lack of a better word, they're putting up very kind of serious adult content for obviously an adult market. And I don't mean adult like adult. You know what I mean? It's not for kids. But it's not for kids. It's just, it's something no kid would be interested in. You get what I'm saying? But when I see that, there's times when I think, man, watching this, I can sort of lose sight of the fact that you put a ton of effort into this, which is a good thing. But it's presented in a way that it's like, oh, hey, folks, I see you decided to stop by. Well, since you're here, come on in and I'll tell you, you know what I mean? It's a good presentation and it works, but what's impressive for me is that it sort of hides the fact that so much effort has been put into making videos of that quality. So yeah, that's another goal of mine, is that I want to make it look easy. Although to be fair, I do talk about what's going on the technology side on my end. And when I get my new system, soon, knock wood, when I get my new system, and when I get the Elgato going and various other things, of course I'll tell you about that. But I know that there's times when almost a little mystery sort of contributes to the appeal of something. If you're a magician, don't tell everybody how you do your tricks. So anyway, that's my thoughts on YouTube and gaming on YouTube and how it all works and how I'm going to make it work, because that is definitely a goal. Right. Well, we ended up doing this in one trip. I didn't think I would, but I just had the coffee and we ended up just blasting through. So it goes. I had, I got ketogenic creamer. I'm losing my voice. I got ketogenic creamer. Ketogenic creamer is coconut MCTs, triglycerides, good fats, and it's got grass-fed butter in it. It's coffee creamer with butter in it. So it's coconut MCTs, grass-fed butter. There's some other stuff in there. But it's supposed to be, I don't know if you heard of Bulletproof Coffee. Bulletproof Coffee was like all the rage a couple of years ago, and then it went away, of course. But Bulletproof Coffee was a thing, and it's basically the same concept. You put coconut oil, not coconut milk, you put coconut oil in your coffee, and it's supposed to like make you incredible. And I have two observations about the ketogenic creamer. One is, I don't know if it has crack in it. I don't know what it's got in it, but man, it is definitely a coffee booster. It says it's a brain booster. It's like a heart rate booster. Man, it is. All right, we're almost there. It's no joke. So that's one thing. And the second thing is, I drink my coffee iced. I drink cold brew coffee iced all the time, even in the winter. Like, I rarely drink hot coffee anymore. And you know I'm autistic. I didn't know I was autistic until not too awful long ago. I knew something was different. I knew I was doing things my own way, but I didn't fully understand why. Turn, Jesus, turn. Oh. But I didn't understand that I was on the spectrum. But since I did find that out, it has really made it a lot easier to understand a lot of things that have been with me my whole life. And it was always just like, oh, he's a little different. But one of the things that has been with me my whole life is I really don't like hot food. And it was just something like, oh, family. Gotta love family, because what the hell else can you do with them? But I got a lot of crap about that when I was a kid, about not liking hot food. And then we come to find out, oh, it's because I'm autistic. And it, the issues of sensory input can be kind of challenging. I guess it's a good way to say it. So I prefer my coffee iced, cold brew coffee iced, and then I put some of this stuff in it. And it's coconut oil and butter. So if you take coconut oil and butter and you put it into iced coffee, you see what I'm getting at? You end up with a lump of coconut butter floating in your coffee. It's like a little buttersicle, like a little butter cube just floating in your coffee. So I need to figure out what to do about that. I'm thinking of putting it in a blender, but my concern is I'm going to end up with like whipped coffee, and at a certain point, it's like, all right, I'm just going to drink the coffee. Forget about the ketogenic creamer. We're into diminishing returns at this point. Just screw it. Just drink the coffee. But in the meantime, like today, for instance, I did have the coconut MCT grass-fed butter coffee, and it's kicking my ass, man. I'll be real with you. I wouldn't say I'm high, but I'm definitely feeling something. So, that being the case, let's go ahead and make a full video. You know what I'm saying? We'll do it live. Right. Now, I'm gonna time this. Yes, that's what I like. Now, I'm on a gamepad. I've got a wheel. I don't have it set up at the moment, but I've got a wheel, but I use the gamepad for American Truck and Euro Truck. And where's it going? Going through here. Moment. Oh, it's way over there. I use the gamepad for Euro Truck and American Truck. No, is it like way over on the other side? Oh, game. Can I cut through here? Maybe I can. And when you use gamepad, it's really important that you set like your steering speed and your steering sensitivity and your linearity and various other things, because basically when you're on a steering wheel, you can return could I just pull in from this other road over here? What? Oh, game, what are you doing? No, it's not another road. It's all part of the parking lot. Okay. So when you're on a steering wheel, you can return the wheel to center. Oy, wrong button. You can return the wheel to center manually. When you're on a gamepad, you have to let it like come back, I don't know, sort of naturally. It just sort of like pulls itself back to center, and you can decide, like you can set a bunch of different things as far as how that happens. And I feel like this truck with this wheelbase, I feel like, the sensitivity and linearity settings are slightly different for this truck than they are for base game or even other mod trucks. And so it is definitely a challenge. Okay, got to turn the beeper on. Cover your ears, darling. Does that look like it's going sideways? I feel like it's... Oh. Alright, let's just go back past it, and then we'll pull forward into it. Because it felt like it did not... It was almost like a steering axle trailer, but it was turning the wrong way. Huh. Okay. Right, and then we'll just pull forward right into the slot. Alright, we can do that from in here. So yeah, this truck doesn't drive like any other truck, and particularly the turn radius and how quickly you can get the wheel like hauled over, you know, reef it one side to the other. It is no joke, man. Right there. So put her in neutral, brakes on, lights off, engine off. Let's see how we did. Beautiful. Did we level up? Oh, so close. Folks, thanks for stopping back to check out The Portable Gamer. Thanks for joining us for another episode of American Truck Simulator. And we will see you next time. Take care now.